Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, another update on the Turd, and I've actually done quite a lot of work. I'm very excited about this project. So what I'm going to do is show you step by step of what I've done, and I'll gradually build the Turd as I'm doing it, and I shall put it on this stand. Now, if you didn't see my previous video where I unboxed the prize from Martin McNeil, in that box I had quite a number of little extra bits for this project. So once again, thank you so much, Martin. It's been really useful. If you haven't heard of Martin's channel, I should put a link in the description below, so go and check it out, give him a sub. Awesome guy, awesome modeler, should definitely be subbed to his channel. Okay, so let's have a look. Right, everything that I've shown you, I have also, as well as built and stuff, I've also taken all the mould lines off, so I've done quite a lot of work. So what I did first of all is I glued these together. You'll notice there's two little cutouts here, which you'll see the reason for that in a minute. And what I've done is I've made a little hole in there for the stand. Now how I did this was I used my biggest drill bit from the GW set, the pin vise, and I just drilled a load of holes going down, making sure it's obviously in the right size. And then I got my file, the round one, and I basically just filed them down until it fit, and that's fitting very nicely indeed. There you go, looking good. So then I started work on the top section. Woohoo! And this is how it's looking so far. Let me make a bit more room. So these two pieces are the bits that I got from Martin McNeil. Not this section. This is from a Valken, because I had some spare bits. And what I originally was going to do is, I've got this back door here. Now the Wave Serpent would normally sit in this section, and the Valken would sit in this section, and this is the section I was originally going to put this, which would mean that I'd have to do some other plasticard work here. And I was thinking that looked a bit square, so I was actually liking the idea of having it like this, and then having like this more ergonomic sort of design at the back here. So this is what I've decided to do. Now I had to do some work on this because this is the piece that goes in here, and as you can see, it sticks out quite a bit. So what I had to actually do is cut all this off here and then file it all down and make it this nice straight edge, because this would normally come down here and then that would go over the top and wouldn't make any difference, but obviously now I'm fitting it there, and that's come out quite nicely, so that would go into there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some plasticard over the top of this section, so loads and loads of less and less plasticard work to do, just that section there, and I think it looks a lot better that way. So that is that piece. So you'll notice I've got two magnets there, and the reason for that is, ta-da! I have decided to magnetise this section. Now I think it fits really well here, so I've just got two magnets underneath, and my idea is this section here is going to make the flyer one version to the other. So I mean, for example, if I had it on, I could say it's a Crimson Hunter, and then if I took it off, you know, it could be the other flyer. And indeed, if I want to use this maybe as a different flyer in the future, you know, I could get something else, a different spare part to put on there and just magnetise it on. So this is the section that's going to change the flyer. This section here, I've still got the turret section. It obviously has this cutout. I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to green stuff this in, so I still have to work on that. But yeah, that's how it's looking at the moment, and that would just fit on like so. Now I do have the driver, but I'm not gonna glue this together because I want to paint the inside of it as well. It's a bit like the Wave Serpent. I do have a video in the archives called The Things to Do Before You Glue, about making a Wave Serpent. So I do find it easier to paint some sections before you actually glue it all together. So yeah, that's how it's looking. Onto the wings. So this is the wing. and what I've done is I haven't glued this section at the moment because I'm waiting to find out exactly how I'm going to attach it. I think I'll probably have to take this section off, but what I have done is I've glued this and I put a magnet there, and then I've got a bright lance, and just cut off the bright lance, put a magnet there, and I now have bright lances on my wings. It's looking pretty funky. And I've got that for both wings, of course, like so. Now, in terms of the wings and attaching it to the vehicle, I've got an idea of where I want to put it, but I'm going to throw this out to you guys and see what you think. So my original plan was to have it attached to this section like that, which I think does look pretty cool. But now it's on here, I'm thinking is that the wings are a bit too far forward. So I've got a new plan. Now this is going to entail a bit more chopping, but I think it's going to look good, hopefully. So my plan is I'm going to lose this section and this section. I'm going to leave this one gap in here, and the reason for that I'll tell you in a second. And then I'm thinking of putting this effectively in here, but obviously angled down, and that's why I'm leaving this gap here, because I want it to look like a more of a pivot section. So in my imagination the wings would be down when it's flying, and then when it lands they pivot up like so. Now it would mean that the wings would sit a lot further back, which I think will look better. I'm going to have to sort something out here. I suppose obviously I'm going to have to strip that section off, and what I'm thinking of doing is cutting out like an angle here, so maybe come down and up, because if you look at this section here, there's quite a lot of like straight edges coming down. So I reckon if I maybe come down and up and just make that into a bit more of a jagged section, hopefully that should fit in quite nicely. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about that for the wings. I'm hoping that's going to look really good. And I have one final thing for this little baby. Now in my box, my massive box of goodies that I received, there was a wave serpent, which I mentioned in the unboxing, but on further investigation, that wave serpent in that box, there was a Mark 1 conversion kit. Not only a kit, but loads of turrets and stuff as well. It was just an amazing box of stuff. All of my tanks, my normal skimmers, they have Mark 2 armour on. I wasn't a huge fan of the Mark 1 armour, to be honest. So I went for the Mark 2 armour, really like it. But I'm thinking the Mark 1 armour would look awesome on this flyer. Now check this out and let me know what you think. Ta-da! I'm thinking that is going to look really good on this flyer. I think it's going to add a different dimension. It's going to keep the flyer in line with my serpents and my prisms and stuff, with the two struts coming down, but adding this section here is going to make it just look more sort of, I suppose, aeroplane-ish. I'm not a fan of this. I don't like this on the normal tanks for some reason. It just doesn't float my boat. But I'm thinking on this beastie, I think it's going to look awesome. But once again, I would love to have your opinion on that. Do you think that looks good or not? Yeah, let me know in the comment section below, please. Okay, so as you can see, I have done a lot of work. Now obviously I've done no like finalisation, no green stuff, so all of these joins like here where I've glued the wings on, that's all going to be filled in with green stuff. I've got a green stuff this section in here. There's a bit of green stuff work here where the canopy sort of was damaged, where it's quite badly glued in, so I've got a green stuff that in. I've still got to chop these bits off. I've got some little star engines as well from the 412 kit. I'm thinking of putting those on, and I do have some little hollow fields as well. I might put the hollow fields on as well. So still some tidbits to come with this guy. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with it. But I would love to get your opinions on A, the front section, and then B, on my new wing idea. Having it roughly there, like that. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.